Hi, welcome to Sold Out Sunday. I'm Barbara Fagan-Smith. I'm the Chief Catalyst of Living ROI, and today I have with me Fabienne Rodet. Hello, Fabienne.
Hi, Barbara.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Fabienne, we are going to talk about breath and the power of breath. Fabienne runs SageWorks Wellness, and she has run and will again soon corporate wellness programs, the Exhale program, and it's all about breathing. So in a moment, we're going to talk more with Fabienne about that and about how to breathe, and we're going to be practicing it too. So get ready for that. Have your Kleenex nearby so you can blow your nose, because we're blowing, we're going to be breathing. Which I hope you're doing right now, but intentionally. So I am the Chief Catalyst of Living ROI. And what Living ROI is all about is really helping people realize, own, and ignite their most joyful life so that you can really make a difference in the world and leave a legacy. And we're really not about profit at all. In fact, this is all a gift. And I'm doing it because I love it, and selfishly, I live on this planet with all of you, and the more people who are really living their passion and living what they care about, the better the world is going to be. So that's sort of why I'm doing it, and I'm also the CEO of ROI Communication, and that's how we pay for it. So thank you, ROI Communication, and all of our clients out there. But Fabienne, I wanted to ask you, since this is all about, soulful living and weekly planning so that you're really living with intention, what does soulful living mean to you?
I would say, for me, soulful living is about my own self-awareness, knowing myself, and living as authentically as I can to that true self that lies within me and the path on the evolution of my soul.
That's great. That's great. And, I love that you have a way of describing it. For me, it's really taking care of myself too, and being in touch with what's happening and how I'm feeling. How do you what the book, the journal is all about, and people can download it for free on livingroi.com, is about helping people really have intention around their week and reminding themselves about what is important to them and what are their big goals that they're trying to achieve that year. So what do you do right now? I know that you're just got your journal, so you haven't done it yet, but I'm excited that you're going to start. How do you prepare for your week?
Well, I'm really excited about this work because currently how I prepare for my week is not as structured. I do have a morning meditation practice, and typically at the end I will think through or plan my day, and I do have some weekly goals. I scribble on a list, on a to-do list somewhere. I love making lists, but I don't have like a structured process, so I'm really excited about this.
Great.
I'd like to learn more.
Well, the fact that you do meditation and think about your day is fantastic. I mean, that's
when I do it.
I know how it is. I mean, it's and one of the things that we're really focusing on in Living ROI is helping people come together to do this practice every week, because it's so much easier to be, to have the structure, to have the support, and be in a group and have a consistent time that you're doing it. So we're working on that. In fact, we're going to do a launch event. I'll mention it quickly on December 8th, Friday, from 2 to 5 in Santa Cruz. It'll be we're going to be launching the Living ROI groups, and would love to have as many of you come as can come, though it will be limited seating, but we have a good amount of room. So you'll hear more about it. We're going to create an event online, and you can join. But let's get more into the breath. So can you talk a little bit about why breath is so important and what breath does for people?
Sure, I can. Well, first, I just share a little bit about how I stumbled upon the breath.
Perfect. And tell us about yourself.
I wasn't really aware of how significant it can be. So I was finishing up my graduate degree and just was cracking under the pressure of getting an offer for a job and finishing my coursework and my exams and everything.
Yeah.
And I just cracked under the pressure. And so after graduation, I did get through graduation. A friend told me about this yoga ashram in Grass Valley, Northern California. And so I went for a week, and it transformed my life. It was just a week without TV, without your cell phone, of course, without coffee, without any of the other stimulants, and learning these different yogic tools. So yoga postures and yogic breathing, pranayama, which is what we're going to do today. That really was the first experience I had with breathwork.
Great.
And so what breathwork means to me is basically a way for us to slow the mind, create some quiet inner space so that we can be more in touch with the soulful self that we're really addressing with your work, right? And so
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so I read in fact I posted it on Facebook, an article about one of the best ways, the number one thing to do when you're feeling burnout is to breathe and to do conscious breathing. So talk a little bit about why is that? What does that do for your body when you really think about your breath and do it right?
Yeah, it's amazing because out of all of the functions in your body, you know, your stomach knows to secrete enzymes to digest your food. I mean, your heart is pumping blood. Your body is breathing without you knowing it. It's the autonomous nervous system. It's just happening. Out of all those functions, consciously controlling your breath, it's the only function that you can do consciously and also happens subconsciously.
Oh my God, I never thought of that. It's so true.
It's
like
amazing.
You can't, well, I mean, you can relax so your heart beats slower, but
right.
you can't really control it the way you can control breath.
Right. And through your breath, you're going to relax how fast your heart is beating because the breath is it's amazing. There's something called the vagus nerve. It runs from the base of from your limbic system down your entire body to your tailbone. And so by engaging in conscious breathing, you can actually very, very quickly slow down the nervous system, bringing it back into a state of balance.
Let's do it.
So, yes.
I want some of that.
Yes.
I want to slow down my nervous system, relax my nervous system.
Let's slow down the nervous system. So the way that I've been taught, there are many different types of breath work. Right now we're practicing something called pranayama. Prana is energy, the universal life force. It's also breath in Sanskrit. And yama is control. So how we're going to do it is I invite people to put their hands on their lower bellies. And you're just going to breathe in and out of your nose. And I'm going to guide you. So you're going to inhale. Your abdomen is going to expand outward. And as you exhale, with your hands, press your lower abdomen in and make sure you're breathing correctly. Inhale, abdomen expands. And then the stomach and then the chest. Exhale. Inhale on 1, on 2, on 3. Exhale. Long inhalation, one last deep breath. And exhale. Good job. You've passed level 1.
You know, that just feels so good. It's like meditative, just, right here in front of my iPhone.
Yeah. It's the precursor to any meditation practice because you're going to slow the mind. And one of the things that I always teach people in the beginning is that we breathe like 15,000 times a day. But most of it's in the chest, and it's shallow breathing. Yeah. And so what happens is that we're each time engaging all the little micro nerves and muscles here, so making this more tense. And we're not getting all the capacity in that we can. So when you engage your diaphragm and you breathe in low, full abdominal breath, you're really maximizing how much air you can bring in. And of course, that oxygen, it's like vital to the functioning of everything in our body.
One thought I have as I'm doing this is that we're so conscious of our stomachs, and we practice holding them in all the time. So to actually let it out is something that you really have to focus on.
And it can be kind of challenging at times.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to let it out.
Right. Luckily the table's
They can't see that we like unbutton the top button of our jeans so that we can breathe. No, but seriously, I teach a lot of people. I've been teaching it for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, 1/3 of every person, that's a lot of people, are what I call reverse breathers. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not the optimal way that your body's supposed to breathe, which means that when they inhale, instead of letting the abdomen expand to create space for the lungs, they inhale, they suck in their bellies because of that, what you just said.
Right.
And so they're just not getting as much. They're like leaving money on the table when it comes to breath.
They're leaving like life force
They're
on the
leaving
table.
life force on the table. Exactly.
That's great. Okay, so let's try another one.
Okay, so what we just did is just full yogic breath. You start with your lower abdomen first, and then your stomach, and then your chest. That's what you do just to make sure you're doing it properly. Now, the next one we're going to do is called Anuloma Viloma. Mm-hmm. It's alternate nostril breathing. Okay. You're going to send breath from one side of your nostril and exhale the other side and back and forth. And what it does is it helps to bring balance to the left and the right side of your energy body, and the right and the left side of your brain, everything like that. So we'll start. Okay. Long inhale, abdomen expands. Bring your right thumb to your right nostril. Exhale left on 2, 3, very good. And you can close your eyes if you like. Inhale left side, very good. Inhale abdomen and stomach. Close both nostrils. Lift your thumb, exhale right, and 2, and 3, and 4, bringing your lower belly all the way in. Inhale right, expand your full breath, and retain. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4, very good. Last one, inhale left, close both nostrils, exhale right. Completely inhale right. That's okay. That's okay. And long breath. And you may already notice a very subtle shift in how you feel.
I do. I just feel so good. I feel so relaxed, and it helps to put my hand on my belly because it reminds me to like breathe out to it, because I've been trained, I've trained myself for 40 years to suck in.
And we all do. Since
I was 13 or 14 or 15. I mean, so it really has been a long time.
Because when you watch babies breathe, their bellies do rise. I mean, they know how to do it.
When you see little kids, they're not worried about having their bellies like be in their natural state. Yeah.
But now you just did like maybe 2 or 3, and typically in the practice we would do, maybe 5 minutes of that. And then ultimately, as we do a little bit more, we'll hold a retention. And when you hold that retention, that's when you get even more of the quieting of the mind. But you want to work with someone who knows what they're doing at first. But it's very easy and quick to learn.
And by the way, Fabienne's going to be at the event on December 8th, which is exciting. And she'll be doing some breathing with us there.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
There's other exercises that we can do to increase energy, because we had talked about breath and energy.
Yeah. Great. So let's do another one.
Okay.
Shall we?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the other exercise is called Kapalabhati. It's yogic coffee. It's what yogis do to wake up.
Wow. Okay.
It's sending a whole lot of breath, a whole lot of oxygen through your entire system. And it cleanses your abdomen because you're going to do pumpings. Okay. And it also just really invigorates your blood, enriches your blood with oxygen.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to blow my nose for this.
I've had people that have come to my sessions hungover, with a big headache, and they were like, wow, my headache's gone.
Oh my gosh.
So it really helps for headaches or tired.
That's great.
So this is a little tricky. So you're going to I'm going to demonstrate. You're going to do a forceful exhalation and a passive inhalation, as opposed to...
all through the nose?
All through the nose. So let me just show you.
Okay.
I need the tissue now.
Okay.
As opposed to... Good. Keep going. X, in, 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 X, X, in, exhale, and long inhale, long exhale. Long inhale. Long exhale. So that's an exercise we usually do right before the alternate nostril breathing.
Oh, that's great.
Because it really, do you feel like maybe you have more breath now?
I do.
There's more capacity.
Yes.
It's like stretching out that space and then we do the relaxing one.
Okay, good. So you do first the deep breathing, then the pumping, and then the alternate nostril. Okay, great. I'm glad we did that one. There is a little of that in the Bikram practice, actually, which I love to do. In fact, we might be talking about Bikram practice next week. So I just want to thank you so much. Our time zipped by. I can't believe it. But just on a last note, you talk about breath management equaling energy management. Do you want to just talk about that for a moment?
Sure. So what's one of the things that really sucks our energy? It's living hyperactive lives and being really stressed out, at least for me anyway. Unfortunately, it's not exercising a lot.
Right.
So, by doing this, you're calming your body, you're allowing your body to kind of recharge itself. The exercise we just did is something that's going to give you more energy, and the alternate nostril is going to help you calm your nervous system so that you can feel just more comfortable in your body, less stressed out, and then that, of course, that gives some space for your mind to do the soulful work that you're so important that you're working on.
And that you don't hold your breath because you're thinking about your breath. And I realize that I'm holding my breath sometimes, that I'm just, or doing shallow breathing, which is, not great. So thank you so much, Fabienne. And I'm so excited you're going to be at the event on December 8th.
I know, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You guys, if you're listening, you can check it out. You'll see an event coming up on Facebook, and we're going to send an email out as well. But have a fabulous week. Thanks so much.
Namaste.
Namaste.